Hey, you too. Welcome back to my channel. This is Nathan Daley. I am your law enforcement translator, here to give you guys insight. Now, real quick, I know I could be long-winded in the beginning, guys. I'm going to start adding timestamps for the longer videos. So for those who want to dive right into the content, they can skip over here all this administrative stuff that I go through. So with that being said, for those who need to hear this part, welcome to my new subscribers. I'm so blessed to have you. Welcome to the channel. Make yourself at home, you guys. We are free speaking over here. We don't do any censoring. Express yourself, ask your questions. I love to hear them. All right. And before I get into all that, quick shout out to Sharon Barr. Thank you so much for that gracious donation. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for that. And such a beautiful comment as well. You guys, listen. If you want to be a part of this channel, you want to become a member of this channel, hit the join button. Would love to have you a part of the team. My team of investigators will train you how to think in the art, the ways of identifying the deceptive means of media and the criminal justice system, and what are the real issues going on, real in-depth core conversations, things that we can't really talk about so much on here. Also, if you see value in this content, please hit the like button, share this content. And if you want to contribute to this channel, I have my CashApp and PayPal in the description section. Any amount would be a gracious amount, and I really appreciate your support. With that being said though, in reference to the like button, the down button has been deactivated. You can't see the numbers, I can see them on my end, but you can't, and I don't like that. I feel like everyone should be able to witness what people are dissatisfied about. So with that being said, if you are watching my content and you don't like the video, please, by all means, put it in the comment section. Put a down thumbs emoji in the comment section. Why? Because people who are coming here to this channel need to know why the content isn't good to you. And if you dislike it, please, out of respect, I would just ask that you express your reason why. One, because it helps me, and two, it helps other visitors, and it also helps the subscribers to see, hey, what is this? What is the reason why it's not liked? So people now can't see it, which I find a problem with it, because I believe that that actually is censoring people from being able to identify quality content. Because if you just come to my channel and you see 100 likes or 1,000 likes, but on the back end there's 5,000 dislikes, then it's deceptive. It's deceptive. And it's easy to manipulate the truth with that, because you won't have anybody to see the opposition. So please, by all means, if you dislike the content, my feelings don't get hurt that easy. Thumbs down in the comment section, and then if you could just give me a reason why. That way I can make corrections. What are we going to talk about in this video? We are going to talk about Jussie Smollett. Now, listen, normally I'm not really a big celebrity kind of gossip content guy, but you know, as it impacts law enforcement, the criminal justice system, I try my best to pick and choose what to speak on. This in particular, I have to speak on. Why? Because in the criminal justice system, the issues that we're having, a lot of it is surrounded by race relations. And as you guys know, my goal is to rebuild these bonds. But the reality is you can't rebuild something that was destroyed unless you come with truth. So what you'll see in this channel is, it might seem like I'm not for the police. I'm actually 100% for the police. The issue is that we have to start on the facts. We got to start on equal ground. We have to meet the people we're serving where they are at. This is the issue. This is the issue. It's not about me being right. I'm not here to tell you how to think, and I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to give you insight so that you can come to the conclusion on your own. Because what is the issue? The issue is when I approach a situation, when I'm investigating or when I'm dealing with people, I don't go in the situation assuming that I'm right. I go in it assuming that you're right. I go in a situation assuming that you have the truth and that your truth is real. And I am here to understand your truth. Why? Because perception is reality. I can't come into your reality and dictate anything. Instead, let me learn your truth. Let me understand why you believe this is the truth or this is the facts. I need to understand it from you. I need to understand it from you. And I think this is where we've had this disconnect, where one group thinks they're right, the other group thinks they're right, and nobody wants to talk about it. It's a non-starter. No. I'm wrong. Show me why you're right. Because with that open mind, I'm willing to see things differently. I can see through your perspective. It gives me an opportunity to, I like to say, die of self, remove ego, remove pride, and focus on what it is that hurts you, what it is that's bothering you, and then through that, we can have a conversation, an exchange of evidence, an exchange of facts, exchange of reality. And from there, we can start this dialogue and begin the process of healing. But as you'll see in these recent videos that I'll be posting, a lot of the stuff I'm talking about are what people are complaining about, because this is what needs to be addressed. They need to be accepted. We have to accept that the system has flaws in it. We have to accept that the system has broken pieces in it that need to be repaired. But if I go in here and have a conversation with you and pretend and be oblivious that these things aren't issues, it's a non-starter. So what is my issue with Jussie? Outside the fact that he's a celebrity, he fabricated this entire hate crime. What happened? What's the backstory? Apparently, allegedly, he received some type of threat while he was working. A threat may have been because of his sexual status or because he was black. I don't know what the exact threat was, but allegedly he was threatened. And he told the people at his job. Apparently they didn't take it seriously enough, allegedly. And this led to him wanting to stage something to show that, hey, you don't ignore me, because this could be true. You don't ignore a gay man who is black and he's saying that someone is threatening him. There's another rumor that allegedly he did this stunt because he wanted to get paid more. He felt like he wasn't getting paid enough millions of dollars for the show that he was doing. And I don't know how they do all that. I don't know how they operate, right? I'm just a guy making like 60K, so what do I know? So what's the issue? When this incident happened, he said, I was a victim of a hate crime. They beat me. They assaulted me. They put a noose around my neck. They poured bleach on me. He said they were wearing MAGA hats. Why would he say that? Why would he say that? Or why was that mentioned? Whether or not he said it or not, I think there's some dispute whether or not he said that or whether or not it was inferred, right? Because they have the two suspects on camera with the red hat. Make America Great Again hat. Why? Because there's a perception in this country that anyone affiliated with Trump, the hat, Republican, the Red Party, conservative, that you're supporting a racist, or you are racist. If you're black and supporting it, then you're a sellout. You're an Uncle Tom. So there is what you would call a stereotype for those who wear the hat, for those who support or affiliated with that in any kind of way. He ended up getting the entire country behind him on this hate crime. The entire LGBT community, of course, joined him on this crusade to find these people who assaulted him. The police department of Chicago, one of the most busiest police departments, gave all their unlimited time and resource to find these people who assaulted him. Why? Because he's a celebrity and he's gay and he's black. He's a double minority. But what did they find? They found out this whole thing was a hoax. It was a lie. It was a lie. He was acting. He was acting within the act. Jussie Smollett orchestrated his own assault against himself. How did he do it? He hired 2 black guys. Where do these guys come from? These guys are actors too. They're actually extras. They were extras on his show, Empire. He paid them $3,500 to stage this. To stage this whole entire thing. He calls the police. 2 police officers show up. They barely get any questions in before they are requested to turn their cameras off, which I think is ridiculous. And that's a problem within itself. That entire conversation and interaction should have been recorded. But so we don't even have any information on that. The officers show up on the scene. You see Jussie with a noose still around his neck. Like, what? Who does that? So what's the problem? He paid these guys $3,500. These are extras that were on film set with him on Empire. These clowns are seen in a store buying the stuff that they went and did the act with. The mask, the MAGA hat, the clothesline string that they put together to try to make this artificial noose out of. They got them on camera. They got them on camera taking an Uber to the incident location where they actually staged this whole entire thing. They purposely try to stage it under a camera in Chicago. For those who don't know, Chicago has cameras everywhere because the crime is horrendous up there. He set it up right underneath a camera. Come to find out, he didn't realize the camera was actually pointing in the other direction. Didn't even get the chance to capture the whole thing on film to make it look believable. The investigators in this case did an amazing job. They were able to do their magic. I won't go into the details of how that works for obvious reasons, but they were able to track down the 2 gentlemen who actually was accused of assaulting him. And of course, they applied a little pressure and they said, hey, he hired us to do it. Listen, he paid us $3,500. We don't know nothing else. They gave it up. Right? They gave it up. Why? Listen, I'm an actor. I'm not out here robbing and assaulting people. So, of course, it sounds like a joke, but then you turn around and in court, the investigator speaks and says, hey, we have text messages confirming that he hired them. We have text messages also stating that, hey, he was going to basically speak on their behalf and say, hey, they didn't do anything wrong. Please don't punish them. Well, Jussie decided to change his mind and not do that. You guys, he's an idiot. He is an imbecile. But see, this is not the problem because people lie all the time. People fake incidents all the time for whatever, insurance fraud, I mean, you name it. Officers have done it. Don't me. Yeah, why not? So we pause, right? Because we know how this is going to end with Jussie. He's being charged with I think 6 counts of false statement or whatever. They charged him for every officer he told the lie to. They charged him a felony count for that. So I don't know. I'm sure he'll be found. I'm sure he'll be convicted. I don't know if he's going to do any more than maybe 3 months, if that, or they're going to put him on probation. But they have to, by all means, prosecute him with the full extent of the law. You know how much money they spent trying to investigate this thing? He had so many people have to walk back their statements defending him, talking about how bad America is when it comes to, right? You had a whole lot of people who stuck their neck out for him. And this is what I want to talk about. How people can take a word and weaponize it. Racism. Ooh. Racism. The power of that word. The word has a meaning. It has a purpose. But it can be abused. It can be abused. Every time you don't like something, every time somebody pisses you off, oh, he's a racist, right? Oh, you heard what she said? Racist. She said I smell bad. She's a racist. Oh, I didn't get that loan. It's racism. No, you're broke. Your credit score is horrible, right? You really do smell bad. You see what I'm saying? I spoke about this before when it comes to law enforcement, where I, as a black officer, can insult and disrespect a black citizen. Hey, shut the F up. You turn around and have a white officer say that to a black person. That white officer is racist. Hey, get out the car now, or I'm gonna throw you out the car. White officer to black person. That officer's racist. If I'm white and I say something that you don't like, or I say something that offends you, all of a sudden I'm a racist. See, in our community, we've gotten too cavalier with the word racist, racism, systemic racism, right? Too cavalier, we throw it around just all over the place to the point to where it's hard to really identify the real meaning. Oh, you have a Trump ringtone? You're a racist, right? You staying in Trump Tower? You're supporting that racist? Oh, the Chinese virus, he said it. That's a racist thing to say, right? The West Nile virus, no one said that was racist. Spanish flu, no one said that was racist. So see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. West Nile, West Nile, West Nile, Chinese virus. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Or maybe there's a double standard. Or maybe we've just completely don't understand the word or the definition of it. We use that word to weaponize. Look what he did. One man, one allegation, and a whole lot of problems. And you see this, we hear these things with people calling white women Karens. You see what they do. We had an incident in New York with a man watching the birds. And then she got on the phone, called the police, was like, oh, he's attacking me, he's attacking my dog. And you're watching the video like, no, he's not. The power of words, you guys. The power of an allegation. The power of an allegation. Who else do we see that with? The Central Park Five. The power of allegations. I have a video coming out about sexual assault and sexual assault immunity. People who are immune to these charges because they're white or because they have money, because they're a celebrity. They're able to circumvent around the law. They're able to bypass punishment. Powerful video. So what's the issue? People who can say, yes, that person sexually assaulted me. And it's a lie. And you can do time in prison. The power of words, the power of an allegation. This man shook this country. What were the powerful statements made? And I quote, they assaulted me and they insulted me for being gay. While they were beating me, they tied a noose around my neck. And they made a statement, and I quote, we don't want you here. We want to make America great again. Do you see what I'm saying? And all the while, these were two black men. He painted the picture as if these were white men who voted for Trump, who hated black people, and carrying a noose to put around his neck. This is the picture that he painted. This is the power of words. This is what's dangerous about people who carelessly throw racism around. Carelessly. I don't like it. I hope he's convicted on all counts, if they have the evidence to prove it. You know, I said I'll give you a little story. I don't get the chance to share much. I've had, as you can imagine, doing this job for so long, you have people who lie on you. Plenty of people who lie. This is why I love body cameras. That's why officers who don't like them make me a little bit suspicious. Right? I'm suspicious because I know what goes on in this job. You don't want someone telling your side of the story for you. Every single department should have body cameras and be required to have them active anytime they're interacting with the public, anytime they're executing warrants, search warrants, arrest warrants. Why would you not want that on? All this, oh, we got to protect our face from the man, please. You can, as if we don't have technology to blur faces. Don't let them sell you on that. Because what is it really about? It's about regaining the trust. Again, you guys, I'll say things that officers don't like. I'm here to serve the people. My oath was to the people, not to officers. My allegiance is to my officers, back to back, side by side. But my oath to serve is to you. It's to you. And by serving you, I'm actually serving officers better because I can speak to you. I can share things with you. I can help inform you and give you insight and talk to you about things that they can't. They can't. They can't. And a lot of them won't. For a lot of different reasons. So, little story time, little comedy time. People lie. People lie all the time. And a lot of times, you know, you can be arrested for it. You can be charged for it. Making false statements, making false police reports. And for whatever reason, it seems like women tend to get away with it more than the men, from my experience. I've had a guy make a false report on me before in reference to domestic. And after I had to go up into internal affairs, and they treat you like a criminal when you get up there. So I was up in there giving my statement, hey, that's a lie, that's not true. So essentially he made allegations that I was actually sleeping with his girlfriend. Why did he think that? So on the day of the incident, there was a domestic between them two. He assaulted her in front of the child at the daycare. I arrested him, sent him on his way. And then of course, I believe it was a few days later, she tried to reach out in reference to updating the police report. And I was already off of work. And I called her directly on my personal phone. Took the additional information down. Why? Because domestics are very tricky. I turned back around, I went and updated the report with the supplement. No problem. So, somehow, some way, he found out that we had exchanged information and that we had a conversation. He put together this elaborate story, went down to the precinct, to headquarters, and filed this complaint about that I was over there one night and I was messing around with her and blase, 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 blase. And they believed him. They believed him. We have the saying as officers that, you know, internal affairs is like, you're guilty and then you got to prove your innocence. So I went up there and they were riding me really bad about it. And I said, hey, did you ask her? Right? I said, here's my phone records, here's all that. I called her on this number. She confirmed the exact same thing that I told them. And then they asked him about it, and then he admitted to lying. He said he was just emotionally wrecked. He was going through it. You know, he's mad that they got separated, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So I go back up there a couple days later. I'm like, hey, y'all gonna arrest him? Nah, you know, we don't want to do that. We don't want to discourage people from coming up and making complaints. What? What? This man could have cost me my job off of an allegation, off of a lie. He could have cost me my job. Okay. So what did I do? I went to the judge. I went to the magistrate court and took the warrant out myself. So it does happen, you guys. You know, it happens. It happens so much. I had an officer, when we respond to a car accident. I don't know I'm gonna tell you this. Nah, I ain't gonna say it. Anyways, guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna stay close to the case just a little bit, just see how it turns out. Just simply because, you know, it's whatever. But anyways, that's it for tonight. Have a good night. God bless.